Today's my first day back in August, and honestly, I can't remember how long. And I typically work hybrid 50-50. So get ready with me while I tell you what's been happening. And it doesn't even have to do with the fact that our toilet was out of order for a week or the fact that I got food poisoning for the first time in my life. So let's primer it up and get into it. So, end of August, my husband started having seizures, and he's only had one in his life, and that was back when he was like in elementary school and hasn't had any since that one. No issues. So, of course, we were like, what the heck is going on? So immediately we went to his primary care to figure out why he's all of a sudden at this age having seizures. And of course, unfortunately, we had to play the insurance game, and insurance had to improve the EEG and the MRI she wanted. But we were able to get labs that same day, which was really nice. But we had to sit and play the waiting game for insurance to improve the EEG and the MRI. That appointment was on a Tuesday, and luckily the MRI was scheduled for that Saturday, which normally they don't do on Saturdays, but because of the situation, they got him in, and then the EEG was scheduled for the following Tuesday. And of course, during this time, he was taken off of work and of course cannot drive, because legally you cannot drive past 6 months of your last seizure date. So then we had to wait and do the MRI and the EEG while we found out that his labs were normal. Then we had to wait even longer after the tests for the results. So this took about 2.5 weeks from the time we had our first appointment to the time we had results. And unfortunately, we had to wait to get into a neurologist, which his primary care pushed up the appointment a month that we had because she wanted us to get in ASAP. And we found out that due to childhood abuse, he has a few lesions in his brain, which the neurologist is thinking is causing the seizures. So then he had to get on medication. But that gave him Stevens-Johnson. So then we had to get him off that medication, get him on a new medication. All while he had to, of course, stop driving, stop work, so he was off work for quite a while. I had to be at home watching him because obviously he needed someone there in case something emergency happened. Unfortunately, I had to make a part 2, so don't forget to go to that.